Hi, this is Rabbi Gershon Litt, Commodore Levy Chapel, Naval Station, Norfolk. We hope that all of you are healthy and well. This week's Torah portion is Parshas Pinchas. Pinchas is known as a zealot. What did he do? Well, at the end of last week's Torah portion, we see that this king Balak, who had hired this wizard named Bilam, was very unsuccessful in destroying the Jewish people. So they decided to go ahead and put temptation on the side of the road and bring the Jewish people into the tents of these houses of ill repute that were on the side of the road. But inside those homes, inside these tents rather, were idols. And they were trying to get the Jewish people to do immoral acts and then have idol worship going on in these tents. And by that way, they would destroy the holiness of the Jewish people, the influence of the Jewish people, and ultimately come to the goal that Balak had hired Bilam to accomplish to begin with. So, as this was happening, there was a plague that was going on amongst the Jewish people, and eventually, this man named Pinchas sees what's going on. He sees two people going into a tent named Zimri and Kasbi, and he says, "Oh my gosh, I got to stop this right now." And he picks up a spear and he shish kebabs the two of them. He kills them both right through the abdomen, right through the stomach, and they die. And the plague stops, and the people look and they say, "Oh my gosh, we've been immoral, we've done wrong," and Pinchas is given a status by God called the Brisi Shel Shalom, my covenant of peace. It's very interesting and a lot to talk about in here, but I just want to point out one thing. In this week's Torah portion, right after this, it could really give any type of example. It could give any law, anything that it wants to, any big idea right after this act of zealotry, but instead, it actually talks about a daily offering, the Tamid offering, something we do every day in the days of the temple. We would make this special offering, and it was the normative one. It wasn't anything special. It was the normal daily offering. A lesson that our rabbis teach us here is a very powerful one, and that is that a, a covenant of peace, to really bring peace, doesn't mean you have to have some big moment, this big revelation moment, or go to a place that's going to be unbelievably inspiring, but rather find that in the daily activity. Find that in the mundane. Find that in the tamid, the normal activity that we do. Find holiness in that. And if you do, so then you become someone who sees something needs to happen and goes and does it and stops the immorality and goes and does the moral thing and makes good life choices. You get God's covenant of peace if in the normative aspects of life you see the holy. Have a wonderful week.